Hi everybody, Morgana here. Thank you for joining me and visiting my channel. Let's do a tarot reading today. So the first thing I want to look at today is Louis DeJoy and the post office. Louis DeJoy and the post office. You know, Nancy Pelosi called Congress back in session to hold hearings, so he's going to be testifying before Congress to explain himself. The actions that he's been taking to thwart the post office have been stalled until after the election. But, you know, the damage that he's already done, is that going to be reversed? Are they just going to let that sit? For example, you know, all the machines, the sorting machines that have been removed and the mailboxes that have been removed, are they going to be put back? Or is he just going to stop what he's doing and hope what he did so far is enough? Anyways, I want to take a look at Louis DeJoy and the post office and his testimony before Congress and just the outcome of that. So, Spirit, help me find out what's going on with Louis DeJoy. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so I'm just going to put these cards down here so we can all see them, and let's let you take a look here. All right, so the Four of Wands is the state of Louis DeJoy in the post office right now. So I have Four of Wands, which typically is a very positive card. Oh, I'll make a mess here. Typically a positive card. So what I'm getting here with the Four of Wands, you know, I'm seeing here Nancy Pelosi waving Congress back into the House, so they can, you know, have these hearings and anticipating victory. They're anticipating that they're gonna be stopping what's going on with this post office. So the start of this is Congress being called back to session. What's opposing this energy is the King of Wands. The King of Wands. So I see what's going to be opposing this is, you know, this isn't Trump, the King of Pentacles. I want to say this is going to be the Republicans on their thrones trying to thwart this investigation. So when he does, you know, get called back to testify, you know, like we always see with these hearings, right? All the Republicans are going to just be blah, 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 blah without actually asking any questions. They're going to be trying to thwart the purpose of this here. What is overarching this situation with Louis DeJoy in the post office is the Empress. The Empress. I feel like, you know, I don't necessarily always go to Russia with the Empress, but I've been having a lot of feelings about Putin and Russia, Mother Russia, being behind this. And, you know, after this reading, I'm going to take a look at these phone calls between Putin and Trump. And I want to take a look at this question right here. Is Putin and Russia related to this question? What is the foundation of this reading? The Five of Pentacles. Poverty. Poverty. So we know that the post office has been, having some financial trouble. That is part of the reason DeJoy is, you know, making him excuses for all these changes that he's doing. They've been really embattled financially, morally right now. They're losing their faith, right? They're losing their faith. All those good workers doing good work at the post office, I think they're feeling attacked and undermined. What energy have we just come through? What's in the past here? The Hierophant. This is government, that higher authority, that divine authority. I think this is Nancy Pelosi and the Congress and everybody stopping and saying, what is happening right before our eyes? DeJoy's being called to account, right? He's being pulled to the higher authority. He's already got that call. This is in the past. So, the testimony hasn't taken place yet, but he's on his way. The government has spoken. Show yourself, explain yourself. What is going to be coming to pass? The Death card. So he's already been told to cease what he's doing. But this is bigger. This is either going to be his removal, or he's going to lose control. He's going to lose the control that he has over the post office right now. Or there's basically, death is an ending. So we can expect the ending of something, right? How does Louis DeJoy see himself? The Queen of Cups. So, the Queen here, I think he feels that he's sitting on the throne of authority. He's got his power. And see that closed cup? He's got a secret. He's got a secret. I think we all know what the secret is, though, right? He's been corrupted. He's doing bad dealings with the post office right now, but there's something we don't know yet. There's something we don't know. And being cups, this is an emotional card. There's a lot of strong emotion going on around this situation right now. And I think that emotion, that shock, that feeling of gas is what is causing the Congress to call him in so quickly. Have you ever seen them? I mean, they're coming back from vacation. How many vacations? Oh my God, it seems like every time I listen to the news, Congress is leaving for a break, going for 3 weeks. Oh, summer recess? Not this time. There's so much panic going on here that he's being called back, and we've got some secrets to learn. The environment that he's in is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords. Betrayal. Betrayal. So this isn't his betrayal of the post office. I think this is, Trump and all those that would support Louis DeJoy, they're falling from power, right? Trump is in disgrace. Everyone's turning on him. All those levers he's holding are being removed from him. In other words, he's losing his power. He's not as effective as he used to be. Everyone's eye is on him, and Louis DeJoy is working in that environment. He's not going to get away with being sneaky, right under the waters where no one can really see what he's doing. No, it's his support, his group of bad people, they're already coming down. So he didn't pick a very good time to try and start some shenanigans in the post office. Everything's already in downfall. So hopes and fears, Five of Wands. He's embattled. He's fighting. These hearings are going to be a big fight. He's being thwarted. So he's being thwarted. Thank goodness. I mean, it's really fortunate that we still have a few months left till the election when we have a chance to straighten some of this out. And his outcome is the Hanged Man. He's going to be stalled. He's going to be stopped. He's going to be hung up to dry. So I think that he's already done the maximum amount of damage that he can do. He's being called to account, and he's going to be stopped because the support he would have had with Trump and those Republicans, they're already losing their power, right? They're already falling off their throne. So he doesn't have that support to continue what he's doing, and he's going to be stopped. So that's good news for us. Yay. Yay. I did want to, that leads me though, again, like I mentioned, I want to take a look at, is Russia involved in this somehow? And I don't, my thinking is that not directly. It's not like, DeJoy and Putin are having conversations, but Trump is having conversations with Putin. And, we did find out that they're talking since March. They've had like 7 phone conversations since March, those 2 leaders. I haven't heard any information about what they've been talking about. Have you? I'm going to say no, probably not, right? It's so secretive, it's so shady, it's so down low. And I get the feeling that Putin is saying, oh, mess with your post office. Oh, do this, tell that lie, mess with this institution. I feel like, that he's a puppet master at work, and this is one of the strings he pulled. That's my feeling, but I want to ask the cards. So Spirit, I'm asking, is Putin and Russia, Trump, are they the ones that gave him this idea with the post office? Is this Putin's direction or idea to Trump to interfere with the post office to stall elections to help him win the presidency again? Is this one of Putin's bright ideas? Because this is an authoritarian move, right? A very blatant one. There's no subtleness to it. It's so blatant. It's almost like not just trying to undermine the election, but really it's a middle finger to the nation, right? Middle finger to the nation. Spirit, can you tell me if this post office shenanigans is an idea from Mr. Putin? Let's take a look. Oh, look at this first card. Yeah. So, the Emperor. Right, so right off the bat, what is the foundation of the reading? That's the Emperor. That's Mr. Putin. He's solidly in the middle here on this reading. What is overarching this reading, or what is known? 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. I would say from Putin's perspective, this whole post office shenanigans was a victory. This was a victory. This was something he directed Trump to do through DeJoy, and it was successful to a certain extent, right? I think that middle finger to the nation, that was a victory. I think he's pleased with the outcome. Even if ultimately it isn't successful, he created the mischief he wanted to create. So I would say he considers what's happened a victory. Underlying this reading, what's unknown, is the King of Swords. The King of Swords. So, this is the U.S. fighting back, right? These are the hearings. These are the hearings when the authority, the Congress, wants to know the truth. We want to find out the truth of what's going on. That is what's underlying this reading. And in this particular question, the truth is, or the question is, did Russia, give Trump this idea? The truth is what's underlying this. What energy did we just come through? What's in the past? The 4 of Pentacles. Financial insecurity, grasping and holding on to money. So I think this is just, Trump's, I'm just sensing, Trump's always in this state of financial insecurity. No matter how many billions he thinks he has, it's never enough. Never enough, right? Too much, yet never enough. So I think, this insecurity is what's driving this. So this is a money situation though. So let's put a pin in that. Where are we going? Four of Cups. Four of Cups. So this is not being pleased with your options. You've got a lot of opportunities, but none of them are very satisfactory. You're just stubborn. You're going to hold out for something better. So there's options coming. None of them are good. So I think going into the future, into the near future, we all, including Congress, we're gonna have to make some choices between some pretty bad options somehow. Okay, so how does this reading see itself? How does is Putin asking? Is this shenanigans a suggestion by Putin? At the face of it, we have Five of Pentacles, which is poverty. Being out in the cold, loss of faith. So, this is how we're all feeling about the Postal Service right now. We're in a situation where we don't know if the post office is functioning properly, if we're going to be getting our mail. Is our election going to be thwarted? We've lost faith in... I don't want to say we've lost faith in the post office, but we've lost faith in their ability to handle this election securely, I guess is what I'm saying. All right. The environment surrounding the situation, King of Cups, King of Cups. So this is Biden. This is the new administration coming into power. Biden is going to be coming into power, and not only Biden, but hopefully, fingers crossed, he's bringing in a Democratic House and Senate as well. This is the environment that these shenanigans are taking place in right prior to a new administration who's really going to be reviewing this situation, right? Hopes and fears, the Hermit. Isolation, introspection. So this whole situation I want to say, are shenanigans. This is a scheme that they don't want us to look at. They don't want us to isolate DeJoy, and ask him a bunch of questions and make him come out of his shell, so to speak, right? Come out and open himself to us. I want to say this is almost a hope that he can stay isolated, that he does not have to become public. But that's not going to happen. And the outcome, Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Indictment. That's what I'm hearing right now. An indictment. An indictment. The truth will come out and authority will be wielded, and we'll get some news, and I think that that's going to be an indictment, or I sure hope so. So, did Russia give Trump, no, Putin, I should say, did Putin give Trump this idea? Well, considering the Emperor sitting right in the middle of this reading, I'm going to say there's at least an influence. There was at least some influence there. Trump is just a fledgling dictator, right? He's got a lot of lessons to learn about how to undermine public trust, how to thwart our institutions, how to break the law and get away with it. He's got a lot of lessons to learn from his master. He's got a lot of lessons to learn, and I get a feeling this was like voter suppression 101, Putin style. All right. So another thing I wanted to take a look at today was Cohen's book. I wanted to do a reading before I read his foreword, but I didn't get to it yesterday, so I read the foreword, and it was awesome. A lot of people are really happy that he managed to get himself out of jail. I'm not happy about it. I think it's a bunch of crap. Yeah, I'm glad he's throwing Trump under the bus. He should. And if he has remorse and has realized the error of his ways, that's good for his soul. But he broke the law, and his sentence was justified. And him getting out because of coronavirus. I'm curious, what other prisoners did they let out of jail? His jail that he was sitting in, right? How many other prisoners did they let go? I still see it as special treatment. Maybe it was a thank you for spilling the beans, testifying, writing a book. I don't know, but I don't think it's great. I think it's pretty much crap, because I think of all those other prisoners sitting in jail. They didn't get out. How come he gets to get out? With that said, I am looking forward to his book. I will be buying it and reading it. And, just the forward, right, is telling us he has got a lot of dirt, and he's not going to be pulling any punches. No holds barred. He's going to throw all that information out there. So it needs to be out there. We need to know. So I want to take a look at his book. I think it's pretty clear it's going to be successful. So I want to know, how is this book going to impact the GOP? What kind of truths is it going to have? How's this book, it's going to be received well, but what's the content of the book going to do to our times, right? To the environment that we're in right now. All right. So right off the bat, Ace of Pentacles. This is his book deal. He made a book deal. He's going to be, making some money off this. He's going to be profiting off this book. All right. He's rich enough. I'm not a fan, but it is what it is, right? We all want to read this book. So he made a book deal. The energies that are opposing him would be the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. This is financial news. This is financial news, but just being a page, it's not a big authority or any big hang up. I don't know if there's going to be some technical problems with the agreement he made, or problems with the pricing of the book. I don't really see this as this isn't a strong energy against him, so he'll be able to overcome this page. The book's going to come out. It's going to be published. So what's overriding this reading is the Six of Swords. So sailing on to smoother waters. Not only has Cohen moved on to smoother waters, right? He's seen the light. He's come clean. He's going to spill the beans. He's even out of jail. He's moving on to clean, smoother waters for sure. But in addition, the information in this book is going to allow us to move on to smoother waters, because the more truth we get, the more people grasp that, especially Trumpers, if any of them can see the light, it will allow the nation to move on to smoother waters. What's underlying the reading, what's a foundational, is the Hermit. So, Mr. Cohen had some alone time in jail, and he saw the light, and he's going to bring that light to us. He's emerged from isolation, and we're going to be getting some of the fruits of his wisdom for knowing Mr. Trump. With just the energy we've just come through, what's in the past is a 7 of Cups. So illusion and delusion. This was Mr. Cohen's job in a way, right? Spinning Trump's shenanigans, lying, tricking people, just creating scenarios in which, no one knows what's really going on, whether it's Stormy Daniels or whether it's right. He was in the business of obfuscating, of covering up Trump's, behavior. I don't want to, get myself in trouble here. So he's the one that knows all these secrets. He knows what the lies are. This is in the past. So this was his job. What's he moving into with this book? Page of Swords. He's bringing the truth. He's bringing the truth. Now, being a page, this means, I hate to say this isn't going to be the thing that brings Trump down. These aren't investigations, but he's holding, this is a sword of truth. So he's going to bring some truth to the forefront for all of us to bring into ourselves and have that be a part of our thinking process. All right. What's the face of this book right now? Chariot. The Chariot. So yeah, all this information is coming fast, right? Michael Cohen is on the Chariot. He's on those horses and he's roaring forward with this book and all its information. It's like almost like this book is a warrior. I mean, it's a book, it's not a person, but this book coming to the forefront is a pivotal part of this war with Trump. Yeah, it's definitely coming to the forefront. It's not a battle, so to speak, but he's charging forward. He's charging forward with this information that we need so much. His environment, the 6 of Wands, success. I'm not going to say he's a hero because he's a criminal, but some people might see him as a hero. Writing this book, telling the truth, bringing it forward, he's going to be celebrated. So I can see him on his high horse, making the circuits, talking about his book, raking in the money, raking in the readers. This is a success for him. This is definitely a success for him. Hopes and fears, the High Priestess. The High Priestess. So this is the hope, I think, since we're talking about Cohen and Cohen's book. The hope is that secrets are going to be revealed. He, in his forward, he kept saying over and over, he knows the real Trump. He knows the real man. It's a complicated story. Light and dark. He knows all the secrets. I'm not going to say that I don't think Trump has a light side, because even Cohen said in the forward, he can pretend that he's kind or pretend that he's generous or so forth, but he's not those things. But all the secrets are coming out. This is the hope that he can get what he knows out into the public. And the outcome, the Tower. The Tower. Yeah, this book is helping bring the Trump presidency crashing down. This is a huge deal. This is a huge deal. Nobody was closer to Trump than Cohen. And I dare say even his children probably were held at a certain distance away from everything that Trump did with Cohen. In a lot of ways, as Cohen even said, he knows him even better than his kids, right? No one is better suited or seated to help this tower come crashing down. And that's going to be the outcome. And this tower's been showing up all over the place. It seems like every other reading about Trump and this administration includes the tower somewhere in it, right? Spirit's trying to tell us it's over. It's crashing down. It's happening right before our eyes. It is happening. All right. Get these back in here. So I'm looking forward to reading it. Ooh, there's going to be some juicy gossip in there. I know it. So the next thing I want to look at today, the GOP convention. So, I watched the 2 days so far of the Democratic convention. I think they did a really good job. I'm really impressed with the technology aspect of it. I mean, obviously the speakers and the speeches are great, but I was kind of really expecting something half-assed and janky on TV. But they're doing such a great job. The timing's great. The segues are great. The graphics. It's just a real smooth job. They're doing a really good job. Michelle Obama's speech was everything that you would hope and expect it to be. Even more so, really. I wouldn't have expected her to go so directly after Trump, but she did. But in a way that we all understand as human beings and as parents, and just the sorrow of seeing this happen to our country. But anyways, the Democratic convention has been a success. The GOP convention, on the other hand, considering that they were trying too long to get this to still be held in person, they didn't want to do it remotely. They didn't want to be like the Democrats and hold it online, right? Oh no, we got to be in Florida. We got to be wherever they wanted to hold their convention. And there's still no program that we've seen. All I've read is that each night will focus on Trump. How boring is that going to be? What are we going to, they're going to be listening to him talk for 2 hours a day? There's going to be some speakers that are going to be present. They're going to complete the convention. I don't know what's going on with this convention. Seems like a cluster F, if you know what I mean. I want to take a look. Well, the GOP convention, something's going to happen. They're going to put some sad spectacle out there. It's not like they can go, no, we're not going to have it. They're going to have something, but they're saying it might be not, the press aren't invited. It's going to be behind closed doors, just for them. They're not even going to let their constituents, the Republicans out in the world, watch this on TV. They're really going to be hidden from view, and if so, good God, what are they going to be talking about? Whew. It just seems like, whereas the Democratic convention was so full of light, we'll see what this is going to be full of. And the one thing it's going to be full of. Anyways, GOP convention. Let's take a look-see. All right. GOP convention. Foundation of the reading is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, this is a turning point for the Republicans. This is a karmic moment for them. Everything that they've been doing has sort of culminated in this point, and the wheel of their karma is turning. So I think it's still a little up in the air how this is going to pan out for them, but this is a profound moment for the GOP. This is really going to be indicative. This is them, this wheel of karma is going to turn for them, and they're going to find themselves on a different kind of footing, starting a new life journey, right? They're going to be reaping what they sow, karmically speaking. So this is a karmic moment for them. What's challenging them is the Ace of Pentacles. So it's challenging them. This is a new beginning in the financial realm, but also in the earthly realm, as far as your foundations, your source of support. I think what's crossing them is that they're losing, it's like the earth has fallen out from under them. They're losing all of their foundations, all of their values, all of the things that nurture them as the earth nurtures us. They've spoiled it all. So they've got no source of support. The earth below them, the beautiful garden that we all live on is just, it's not there. It's not there. They're floundering. And, I'm also going to say this could be a lack of funds, a lack of money, being financially challenged. Yeah, they're having some trouble. What's overriding this reading is the Knight of Pentacles. More money. This is a money card again. I think that the financial resources are slow in coming. Again, they don't have the support they need. Maybe they're not just getting the financial donations that they're normally used to, or something. Their money is coming, but it's slowed. What is foundational to this reading, foundational to the GOP convention, is the Star of Hope. So, that's what these conventions do, right? They bring all your people under the same tent. You get together, you're sharing your vision, you're sharing your successes, you're sharing your joys, you're inspiring each other in your causes. That is what the convention is all about, even the GOP convention, right? So I think they're hoping they can all somehow come together and get a little inspiration back. But at this, it's a hope to see what they can do, right? Can they build themselves up again, make them feel better, pat each other on the back? They need inspiration, and this is, I think, what they're hoping. They're hoping they can get a little excitement, a little enthusiasm back in their party after all the damage and darkness that they've been going through. In the past, we have the Knight of Wands. So past the Knight of Wands, they've been getting a lot of news. I'm definitely sensing this is all the news that they've been getting, that you can't have your convention here. You want to have it in, where was it, like Pennsylvania or something? Nope, can't have it here. Coronavirus. No, you want to have it in Florida? Nope, sorry, can't have it here. Everywhere they go, someone's rushing up with some, I'm going to say bad news, continually thwarting this convention, which is why it's so shaky right now. We don't even know what kind of format they're going to have. They've been constantly getting news of change of venue, right? Change of venue, change of format, change of this. they haven't been able to really create a solid plan for this convention. And where the energy they're moving into is the moon. So I think for any of you who can stomach listening to any of the speeches that may come out, you're going to get a bunch of lies, a bunch of illusion, and a bunch of obfuscation. They're lying to themselves, or what they're truly believing in are lies. There's no clarity. There's no truth there. You know, I think it, well, you know, anybody who's not a Republican, when you listen to some of these things that go on in their convention, they're just stomach churning. And it's because it's not based on the truth, the highest truth for the good of all. So what's the face of this convention right now? Justice. In other words, I think the face, excuse me, I think this is what the convention is facing. You know, justice is being wielded on Trump, on the president and vice president, members of the Senate, DeJoy, what have you. Justice is coming. Justice is coming. And, you know, I think it's already arriving. It's not just coming, it's already arriving. And this is putting Republicans in a really tough position. They need to hold this convention, have these speakers address the nation, if they do, in the face of justice coming for their leader, their dear leader. And in the environment, you know, it's coming fast. It's coming fast. Crazy weeks. Every time I turn on the news, I fully expect to hear a totally different story on the news. There's so much information coming. And I think with this convention, they've got a lot of hits that they should address during this convention. And I think it's too much. There's too much coming for them. There's too many accusations. There's too many acts of wrongdoing. There's too many questions, too many people looking at them. And for them to stand up at a convention like they're still the grand old party, that's a tough environment to be in. And that's, I think, where they are right now. Hopes and fears, 7 of Pentacles. You know, I think this is a little bit of both hopes and fears. But I'm going to take it positive and say I think the hope is that they can reassess. They can reassess everything, you know, that they've bought into. So this is review. You know, we reap what we sow. But we can always step back and take a look at what we're growing and ask ourselves, is this the right way? And, you know, the hope is that the GOP can do this, that they can take a step back, look at what they've planted and grown, and review that. Is that how they want to continue? I'm going to say that this is the higher hope of the convention, that they can use this opportunity to take a look at themselves and what they've wrought and decide, is this how they want to continue? Or, you know, do they need to make some changes? And the outcome is the 4 of Pentacles, which is financial insecurity, sitting and cleaving to what you have. You don't want to let it go because you're so insecure. They're not impoverished, they're not poor, but the fear is there. So it's that greedily hanging on to that little bit that's yours. So there's definitely going to be some Trump defenders, you know, at the convention who are going to desperately be grasping on to the last little bit of Trump's agenda or reputation or whatever that they can. And, being a money card tells me that money is influencing that decision or that behavior. All right. So at about 45 minutes, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope that you come back again. If you like my channel, subscribe to it. If you have any questions or anything you want me to look at, leave me a comment. And that's it for me today. Have a great day and stay safe out there, everybody. Take care.